So another day begins and we are back on the grind with the account. We have been doing quite a bit of construction and I'll show you guys just how much construction we've been doing, but level 63 has been unlocked. This is going to give us access to some pretty big quests actually, the prisoner of Glowfree and a clockwork syringe. 62 is going to give us some things we can improve with the house. We can also now do mahogany for the player and fort. I got it last night so I wasn't able really to record or talk over it, but 60 for mahogany is pretty big. I have set a very short-ish term goal to go and get level 70 because I think at the minute with the construction, how it's going, 120 construction being released, I think it's going to be pretty big for the U and magic frames to make a lot of money with as well. And because I've set some goals on some big GP items, namely the Grace of the Elves, I do think it's quite important to go and aim for that quite quick. And especially now, no better time to level construction up. Construction can fund us in a certain way. It's nice in AFK, so that is very good. But we made 947 teak frames over the period of sort of like last night and this morning. And it got us like 5 levels. It was actually really good. And I've been a big fan of teak. To me, it's the best of the lower level sort of frames to do. Because the refined planks are quite often easy for you to go and get. The refined planks as well are very, very good profit because the planks are so cheap. Because they're a drop on the Seren Spirits, they can come into the game in quite a decent amount. So they are very, very cheap to go for as well. So the good thing is that we've got a nice big chunk of them as well. Teak frames are needed a little bit more than the other lower tiers because they're kind of like the mid-level upgrade into the fort. So because of that, they are used quite often, which means there can be a bit of a demand and always there's low volume. So they've sold quite a bit over mid. I think they're more expensive. No, they're the same price as what I bought them for yesterday. So we can do 37,900. We'll make roughly 6k more per frame, which means it's going to be like an extra 6 mil, but that is a big amount of cash which we can get. Obviously they're going to take a little while to sell, they always do in terms of the teak frames, but we can also look at now mahogany frames as a way to make a little bit more profit as well. Now something which we found out yesterday is that the adamant maces sold very well whenever we did some price checks and stuff, and these items here are simply from just doing the money making videos and all the other stuff. The adamant scimitars as well instantly sold. It took a little while to do it, but they all went at once, so that's really nice. Adamant smithing isn't that bad. If you're patient enough to wait to put it on a grand exchange and they hopefully sell over time, it is definitely something I would consider doing. But the grand exchange is getting a little bit full, which is what I'd like to see. I'm trying to lowball some Infernus Pyroclast because again, that's a really good way to make some GP with farming. With the price Forge Compost at the minute, I don't really want to be paying the price it's selling for, so I'm hoping to put that offer in. It's over mid, hopefully just pick up some sales, but that is looking a bit painful. We bought some more bear fur, not sold overnight, but again, I'm hoping that will pick up over time, and I'm not really in a rush. It's just basically some extra free cash. Trying to buy some more planks basically to finish off the 1,000 planks we wanted to do, but once these are bought, I'll probably revisit. Also as well, I'm debating just spending a little bit of cash on construction to basically get level 70, because when we did the video on the main account testing out all the things, the U plank price is very high, and they actually sold for like just under 5k, which is really good. I do think that U sort of plank frames at the minute are incredible ways to make cash, and something I kind of look and think maybe that could be where we're going in the future and we can make some decent profit with it. But tonight, what my plan is going to be is to go and do stonewall segments. We have 4,000 limestone, which I kind of want to get out of the way and get that moved on. I'm probably going to make some more clockwork. They aren't as good as what we were previously in terms of GP, but they will still provide some form of decent profit, which we can just get selling on the grand exchange, because either way, like, I'm still going to make something like 6,000 coins each in terms of the clockwork, which is still going to be exceptional for like a money making method. So I may as well do it, get it out of the bank, and then we'll probably move away from clockwork for a little bit and then look at finding some other stuff as well. But yeah, in terms of where we are at the minute, really going well. I'm hoping that by the time this is out, the 3 videos which we've sort of like gone through, like my tips and tricks sort of thing, have gone down really well. But in terms of today is a weekend, it is a Sunday. So what I'm going to go and do is jump on and do some more content. In terms of recording on the main account, subathon really is kind of brutal in a good way. I love that I can really sort of produce so much content for you guys to enjoy. But wow, is it a lot of editing? Is it a lot of recording? You have to stay so far ahead of yourself because like if you miss 5 days of recording and do videos, you lose 10 video space, which you want to be ahead of yourself, which is absolutely massive. Like I'm quite lucky really that I had a couple of days advantage on this account, which is quickly getting eroded because I've not really done much apart from AFK over the past couple of days. So we are going to go on an adventure very, very soon. But we're making progress either way though. But the cash should hopefully have jumped up a little bit. Yeah, so we're in at 77.8 mil, which again, like I've not really gone and made cash intentionally apart from when we've done a couple of Stonewall segments. But I don't think I've done more than 3,000 of those. And we've done 1,000 sets of frames and we're at 77 mil, which is really, really good. And as well, all these levels which we've got lately have only meant that we've unlocked more and more quests, which should hopefully be better to sort of point ourselves forward going forward as well. So things like the Penguin quest is here as well. I thought it was going to be a little bit more agility XP than what it actually said it'd be. But we'll definitely be having another quest session at some point, kind of tying it in slowly. We're starting to pick up more and more storylines, which are going to be important. So this is the Dwarf storyline. Again, decent XP, nothing massive, but at the kind of level I am, these will help build the account up and move it forward from here. But yeah, so what I'm probably going to get today, I'm going to aim for like 60 smithing, because I think that's quite achievable. We'll get 58 quite quickly, to be fair. And then after that, we'll level up from there. But I think I'm going to still focus on the adamant maces. They've sold relatively well. If I needed to, I can do some scimitars and a bit as well, since they sold so well. And yeah, this is weird. Like, they sell massively under the mid price, but you still make money with doing the adamant stuff. So we're going to keep doing it. Again, it's AFK. I don't have to pay attention and we can just make quite a bit of cash from it as well. So it's probably been about 2 days since I last recorded a clip and the hogger has had to go in AFK pretty hard. And as you can see by the stats, we are now level 65 smithing, which has been an incredible amount of smithing. That's going to give us access to Devious Mines and also one of the Dorek's tasks, and also the ability as well to make a Death Guard and Skull Lantern for tier 70 and smelt orichalcum bars faster. So 65 has also given us pretty much full access to rune as well. We can now do orichalcum. We can do some other stuff as well, which is very, very helpful. Orichalcum smelting can actually be a pretty decent way to make some profit as well. So yes, a lot of smithing has been done. And what we've been doing for smithing, the video might be out in terms of the moneymaker, but we've been doing adamant maces. Now, the adamant maces have been by far the best thing which is sold. And yesterday, for whatever reason, they were selling quite comfortably over 30,000 coins. I imagine someone wanted them for some form of component, and also, ignore my game, it's glitching a little bit. The games in service are struggling a little bit on update day. But I imagine someone was looking for some components and wanted to put a pretty decent offer in. So as you can see here, 31.2k, we managed to sell 78 of them. And now we've got a pretty decent stack as well. We're going to roughly have about 400, which we need to sell. So I'm just going to amend the Grand Exchange really quickly and get that offer in. So hopefully they sell. With that, we'll kind of make roughly about 7 mil profit over 1,000 adamant bars. So we bought some adamant bars, we bought some rune bars as well to then move on to, because I imagine with the amount of editing and recording I've got to do still over the next couple of days, I could probably go and push for 70, maybe even 75. Now, what my thinking is with this is that smithing is a full 15-minute AFK, and something I don't have to pay attention to. We're going to need 80 invention anyway, so that's why I've sort of put it in that direction. And the good thing is as well, is that I'm making profit. Like before, I kind of accepted I was going to lose some XP on smithing, but it was going to be fully AFK and something I didn't have to pay attention to. Now we're making GP, it's just going to be even better. Now, something else which we've done a little bit more of is construction. Construction is now level 63, so we can now do the mahogany stuff. And this has been done through a mixture of doing some more Stonewall segments. I'm pretty much halfway through my stack of limestone in a minute. Yeah, just under 2,000 coins there. But also, we have done 1,000 teak frames. Now, these were buying the refined teak planks, which hopefully we've still got on here. Yes, we bought roughly for 14.2, let's just say 16 mil, and we're going to go and cash that in now. We've probably made like the best part of 24-ish mil. They were selling over mid-price as well, which is really, really nice. So this is a big chunk of money, and it puts us a lot closer to some goals we've sort of kind of lined up for ourselves. I've mentioned like the Grace of the Elves and stuff, especially when we've done all the limestone bricks. We could definitely have the cash to do it, but I'm not really in a rush for it, because again, it's only really going to help us with things like mining, woodcutting and fishing at the minute. It's not anything which is going to be life-changing. It's just going to be really, really nice. But again, the ore box does serve a point for especially low-level mining where you're quite relatively close to a lot of the banks anyway. So what I'm going to do is buy another 3,000 of these refined planks, basically because they can slowly buy over time. And then once they're fully bought, I can go and sell them. The silver sickles are still not really moving. When I last price checked them, they were 3,000 coins each. So they have had a bit of a crash. I'll just leave that in there. I don't need the slot. Same with the bear fur. The bear fur is not sold since we stocked back up. There's no point really doing it. So I'm just going to let them sell over time. And in terms of what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and get a bit more involved in some of the other stuff as well, because we've been a bit just fully AFKing and money making. Those are really the only two things I've been sort of doing. Quests, they've been on hold a little bit because, again, I've not been actively playing. But I do have a day this week where all the focus will be on quests and some actual progressive episodes. But I thought I'd keep you guys in the loop, because what I didn't want to do is jump and be like, I'm suddenly 80 smithing. I wanted to let you guys know the journey of what we've done to get here as well, which is what the point of it all is. What I am continuing to maintain to do is things like my daily challenges, because again, they are very, very good. They help to progress the account. And we've had a divination one today, which is level 33, which is decent. And divination and crafting are also skills needed for invention, so they will be the target at some point. Crafting, I imagine we're going to do maybe jewellery. We're going to make a lot of money from crafting. I've already decided that we're going to do that. Divination, I think I might do dungeoneering for that. So dungeoneering tutorial. I've actually got an archaeology challenge today, so I might go over and do the archaeology tutorial as well, because we'll need to go and get that done at some point anyway. And archaeology is actually a very solid AFK method, as well as being able to make you a little bit of profit with caches as well. They still make some pretty decent cash. So yeah, in terms of that, we're doing pretty well. Again, for Feb, the sort of feeling behind this camp might be that it's a bit more AFK-ish, and then it'll go on its occasional adventures and get some levels and do some stats, and then also do a little bit of questing as well. I do kind of want to do a little bit of combat, so maybe that can be something we can go and do at some point as well. I should hopefully have had the trio of videos out by now, which kind of cover things like money making, combat, and like regular distraction, diversions, and dailies to do as well, which should hopefully have been pretty decent for you guys to watch and you've enjoyed it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much where we are in terms of progress. I've literally just been training smithing and construction, smithing for the AFK, construction to make a little bit of profit, and we're doing all right. I do think with the list of quests we've got now, we'll have a real big sort of push on quests. Maybe I'll go up to something like 125 points. There's things here which will train a lot of skills, so fishing with sea slug and also the fishing contest will be very nice. I do think having the ability to make darts is very good, so the Tower of Life. Shiloh Village will give us our spot to go and fish, trout and salmon. And yeah, just pretty much cover it from there. But I've been AFKing, I've been enjoying it. I'm still enjoying the account as well, and the views it's getting in terms of the series. You guys are consistently showing up for this account, and I really, really can't thank you enough. But just wanted to keep you in the loop. I'm going to try and jump to do a little bit tonight, just so I can report tomorrow morning, just to let you guys know we've made a bit more progress. But apart from that, that is it. So I'm going to go and do the archaeology tutorial. We'll go and do the daily challenge. I'll get some archaeology levels, and then I might go to the dig site towards Archaeology and do a little bit of the starts and stuff. So there we go. Nice and quick. The archaeology tutorial is now done. So very handy items you get from this is going to be the soil box and also the archaeology journal. The journal is nice because it's a nice teleport, relatively close bank in terms of probably going to be the best option I've got until we go to war and get war's retreat unlocked. But just going to do this, and for the daily challenge, actually doing the tutorial doesn't like complete it. So we're going to need to go and do a spot as well, just to go and get an artifact, and that will tick it off. But definitely archaeology is something I'm probably going to do. It's going to be another benefit if we go and get the Grace of the Elves as well, because the Grace of the Elves actually banks the archaeology materials. Because I'm probably going to start here for a little bit, dropping this sort of soil, to be fair, dropping any soil really won't be that much of an issue because they're not as expensive as what they used to be. We don't want audio on a cutscene because we're just going to skip it anyway, but these cutscenes are very, very good, to be fair. Like, they've done such a good job, or they did a good job with all the different dig sites, as well as the lore behind the dig site, as well as all the sort of explanations of it as well. But yeah, that is pretty much going to be this done. I'll probably get something like level 10 and unlock the fort inside as well, and then I can just tick off that for a little bit. I need to go and reset my client now because this is starting to annoy me at how bad it looks. But archaeology is one of those solid AFK methods. We'll definitely have a nice little stint at it for the future. And yeah, we're going to do that. And then after that, I'm probably either going to go and finish off my stonewall segments because I want them on the Grand Exchange, or I'll go and do a little bit more smithing and get the final few invos of adamant maces on the Grand Exchange to slow sell over time. When we get to rune, it's going to be pretty much the same rune maces, but the margins for them were very consistent actually. I think a rune mace tells roughly between 19 and 21k. 19 is the instant sell price as well, which is pretty decent, but a rune bar roughly about 5.8, so you're going to make some decent profits actually smithing the rune stuff, and especially to level 80, which is going to be something like 2 mil XP, it's going to be very profitable AFK time as well. So we're all for that on this account, but starting to get stuff into like level 60s is almost like, you could almost call that the mid game. So two 60 stats. Both of them are making us some decent cash. The frames are very AFK as well. You guys have seen me do plenty of that. I do need to go to beehives at some point because I've not been there in a little while. I have been a bit bad in terms of doing like the daily stuff, and that's kind of why Dailyscape needs to go, because it's just not worth it. Although the update they're looking to do with beehives is going to be quite severe, but again, I like the challenging training farming especially, so I don't think I hate it too much anyway. However, I'm going to go finish off this challenge. We're going to go and do some other stuff, and then I'll report back either tonight or tomorrow morning on what's happened for the rest of the account, what we've done for the rest of the day, and what total level we've got up. I kind of want to push 1,000 total, just because then it kind of makes the account a bit more solid. It just shows like, even though it's been like nearly 3 weeks now, we've actually done some work. But I'm trying to keep it slow and gradual for people who'd want to follow along. And by doing that, I think I've really delved into the lower level stuff. But I'm going to finish this challenge, and then we'll speak later on. So that is going to wrap up the episode today. Back on the grind and back out producing the progression videos for you guys as well. The 3 videos we did, just sort of detailing what I would suggest for low level, sort of building your account up, have gone down really well, so thank you guys so much for that. Really hope you guys are enjoying it, and we're now getting very close to the midway point of the February subathon. So if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do that subscription. Please like the video. We are adding up all of your likes and subscriptions at the end of the month to finally get a final number on the amount of double uploads we're going to do. But we are definitely getting towards there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.